Welcome, everyone, to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at some really powerful wisdom from the H7O Ministry's daily devotional.
Yes, this was titled Persistent Prayer, Faith That Endures to the End. Quite a title.
It really is. And our mission today, well, it's to unpack what that means, the power and maybe the challenge of prayer that just doesn't quit.
Especially when, the answers seem slow in coming.
Exactly. It's all centered around Luke chapter 18 and this really deep question Jesus asks.
Oh, yeah, the one. When the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth?
Hits hard.
It does. So let's dive right into that. Okay, so to start unpacking that big question, the devotional immediately takes us to that parable. You know the one, the unjust judge in Luke 18.
Right, verses 7 and 8 primarily. It's about the widow who just keeps coming back.
Yeah, she keeps pressing her case with this judge who, frankly, doesn't care about justice or much else.
Doesn't fear God or care about people, the text says.
Exactly. But she wears him down. It's such a striking setup, isn't it? It really is. And what's fascinating, and the devotional really emphasizes this, is the contrast. It's crucial.
Right. It's not saying God is like that judge.
Not at all. It's the opposite logic. The devotional points out, look, if even this guy, this unjust, uncaring judge, eventually gives in because someone is persistent.
Then how much more certain is it that a loving, just God will hear his own children when they cry out to him?
Precisely. But then comes the twist, or rather the question the devotional raises from Jesus' words. God promises justice speedily. So what does speedily actually mean in God's timing?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because sometimes it doesn't feel speedy.
Right. And that leads directly into Jesus' final question in that passage.
The one about finding faith. The devotional really highlights that he's not looking for just any faith, like a fleeting wish.
No, it says he is looking for faith that remains even in silence, faith that prays without giving up, a deep, enduring kind of trust.
Okay, so if that's the goal, what does that look like for us? How do we cultivate that?
Well, the devotional gives some really powerful principles. First off, it frames prayer itself as the exercise of persevering faith.
So not just asking, but an ongoing act of trusting.
Exactly. It's described as a continuous act of trust, even without visible signs. It connects right into this other key idea. God's silence isn't necessarily rejection.
Okay, that's important. So if it's not rejection, what is it?
The devotional suggests that delay, or what feels like delay to us, actually serves a purpose. It's part of how God forms mature faith, firm faith, faith that truly depends on him.
I see. So it's less about God withholding and more about the process building something in us, like character, resilience.
Yes, exactly. It's a shaping process, which leads to a pretty blunt point in the devotional. The problem is not God's answering, it's our persistence.
Ouch. That kind of stings, but it makes sense. We often give up too soon, don't we?
We do. Maybe out of tiredness or doubt creeps in.
Yeah.
Life happens.
So this really brings it home for you, the listener. Does your prayer life show that kind of enduring faith? Or is it more like a flare-up in a crisis that fades quickly?
A challenging question. And the practical takeaway from the devotional, it suggests getting into a rhythm. Make prayer a habit,
Not just the emergency hotline.
Right, a constant conversation. And crucially, it says, pray based on God's character, not on your merits. Remember who he is, Father, just, faithful.
That shifts the focus. It's not about earning the answer.
No, it helps cultivate what the devotional terms an eschatological faith, which sounds complicated, but it just means praying with the big picture, with eternity in view.
Keeping your eyes on the ultimate hope, not just the immediate problem.
Exactly. Because Jesus didn't actually promise instant answers to every request, but he did promise eventual, certain justice for his chosen ones who cry out persistently.
The ones who keep showing up.
The ones who keep showing up. Our call is to be among them, praying even when, it feels like nothing's happening.
You know, what really stands out to me from all this, from digging into this devotional, is just how profound that question from Jesus is. The kind of faith he's looking for, the faith he hopes to find. It's the kind that stays on its knees, trusting, right until the very end.
Steadfast. That's a really powerful image to leave with.
It truly is. This just shows the kind of depth you can find in the H7O Ministry's daily devotional.
Absolutely. Practical, deep wisdom for everyday faith.
And we just want to say thank you to the entire H7O community. Your engagement, your support, it means so much.
It really does.
If you'd like to learn more about the H7O Ministry, or perhaps support the work that we do, please visit h7o.life.
You'll find resources there, devotionals, ways to connect.
Definitely check it out.
See you tomorrow. Blessing.